Hey, how you doing? This is Kitch, and you are watching me play Minecraft. I'm over here in the tree farm that I set up. We are on the far, I guess this would be the southern part of the island. The beach house is right there. You can see it. The villager breeder is just on the top of the hill over there. This pillar is actually 64 blocks away from it. And I just wanted to come over here. I've been spending a lot of time over here, basically farming the different types of wood. So we have quite a bit of it right now. And yeah, it's been going really, really well. I've been doing a lot of busy work in between episodes, a lot of mining, a lot of tree chopping. So we have a whole bunch of resources, mostly just because I find it rather therapeutic to do that, but also, we're going to need a lot of resources to get some stuff done. And it's given us some time to get some of our villagers, our villager breeder running and getting things underway. In this episode, I want to get away. We've got many villagers down there, very, very, very many of them. And I want to set up sort of a facility up here for sorting through them. We're going to need villagers for a couple of different things. We're going to need, first, we're going to need some brown coats. We're going to need to keep some brown coats in there to keep our villager breeder running. But we're also going to want to set up a separate carrot and potato farm, possibly a wheat farm even. And we'll need some of those brown coat villagers in order to run that. We're going to need some farmer villagers as well as some librarian villagers in order to set up villager trading. We need some mending books and we need some farmers because they're a really easy way to get emeralds, especially if you have some other farmers working on a carrot and potato farm. So that's what we need. And we also need another category of villagers, which are just basically junk villagers that we will be using in order to basically populate a iron farm. So these are the other types of villagers that we can get. Any of the ones that aren't farmers or librarians, we can populate them into the iron farms that we set up, and they can represent the village for that. So I've set up this little dirt area up here. I've been working on it for a little while now, and I think this is where I want to set up my sorting facility. I had this area right here. We're going to move this. This was my first idea. But basically, you know, there's the village right here. And the little water exit. Here, let's just pull this out and come down here. Here is where we're going to be pulling our villagers out. And my first thought was to just take them up here via a track and minecart. And get them up here. And then have an area where we can look at the villager and say, yes, what category do we want you to fit in? And then send them over here and set up our different categories of villagers over here. This would be like our villager storage area, essentially, after they've been sorted into those three categories. I want to move this to a little different location, but I think this is about the size that I want for our sorting facility to be. It's not too large, but it should give us enough space. And I think what I would like is for this area right here to be, I want the villagers to come up here from the bottom. They come up here and get and sit about right here at this spot maybe, and then we can stand right here and get a good look-see at them. And then we'll have a way to basically sort them into their different categories here. And once that is done, we can hit a button and send them on their way where they get put over here. At least that is the idea starting out. We'll see how that goes. This needs to go away because we no longer want to bring them up here. We want to bring them up over there. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. But yeah, that needs to be set up, and we also need to build basically this building where that's going to go. And for this, I don't build a lot with concrete, but I did go through and mined a lot of sand and gravel and built some white and light gray concrete. So I want to kind of do like a modern-y, you know, it's our HR center. We want it to be kind of like an office building, and I don't know. I'm not good at that kind of building. I haven't played much with that kind of building. So it'll be a little bit of a challenge, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to hop in and start working on this. And yeah, I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, so I think I have a system here that will end up working. I had 3 classifications of villagers, those that I wanted to use for like iron farms, those that I wanted to use for farming, and those that I wanted to keep for trading purposes. And I actually condensed that down into 2, just because I think it'll make it easier, because we really only need the junk villagers. I call them junk villagers, but the basic villagers for doing the iron farm, just to make the iron farm. Once we complete the iron farm, we're done, and then it just turns into a very Boolean keep or hire or fire sort of mode. So let's go ahead and design it with 2 anyway. I think it makes a lot more sense, and it makes things just a lot more easier. And I've got a little bit of a contraption here that has everything kind of set up. So the story thus far, our villagers are going to come up from down here and come up to the top here and then be dropped into this location right here. And I'm going to put a piece of glass or something right here to keep them in there, so they'll just stay there indefinitely. And they'll be in a minecart just like this, so we can sit here and just see what their trade is and see what kind of villager they are. And then over on this side, we'll have a lever that says, you know, do we want to keep them or do we want to lose them? And so let's see. I don't remember what they are. What's down? Let's go and push the button. That will send them, okay, into this far track over here. And then if we revert the switch and keep it that way, we can say go, and that should bring it in here on the inside. All right, so this will be the ones that we keep, and these will be the ones that we fire, or vice versa. It doesn't matter. We'll want to save up the ones that aren't basically librarians or farmers, the ones we want to trade with, over here, and until all that is until we're no longer filling up iron farms and carrot farms and things like that. And then we can revert this track over to something. I don't know what we'll do with them. We'll do something with them. I'll probably send them off along their way. Definitely not going to kill them, though. Definitely not going to do that. Definitely not. But yeah, it's pretty basic. In dealing with redstone, I've found that pretty basic is pretty good. We just have a bit of redstone dust on this side. Whenever you push the button, it powers this block, which powers the redstone, which powers this track. Since it's up against a block, it will shoot it that way. And then once we get up here to the top, we have a fairly simple system. We have a sticky piston with a slime block and a redstone block. So whenever this is down, this track is facing down the first one. And if we come over here and throw the lever, that activates the piston, sends the redstone block up, that powers this track and makes it go to this one. So fairly simple sorting system. There's a dispenser right here because it is a block that a sticky piston will not mess with. And we just have a repeater right here to feed that. I think redstone dust will work there, but the repeater's fine. So yeah, I think that is going to be our basis here. And yeah, all we lack is go ahead and fill in all this stuff up, as well as getting a system to send up villagers from the bottom. All right, so I think I've got the second part of this down. I've got basically a piston tower here with redstone blocks that basically send the signal down. So this, if you listen very carefully, you can hear a dispenser fire, and that is important because down here, this is where that ends. That gets to this redstone line right here, which comes down straight into this dispenser, which we will fill up with minecarts. And I did check that if we put a redstone block right here, just to simulate that, that actually does light up this, this track here. So that will be very good. So we should be dispensing a minecart, grabbing a villager, and launching them up here at a nice speed. And that will bring him up here. We need to put some more powered rails in this area, but he'll turn, he'll fall down right here, and we'll be ready for our judgment. So yeah, I think most of this redstone is working. All I lack is finishing up. I'm gonna clean up this area a little bit and grab some minecarts and see if we can't do a little bit of a test. All right, so gonna try a little test here. Put this minecart right here, and I put in a little button here just temporarily to simulate the going up. So let's just see if this is gonna work. It, bam, puts us right where we need to be, right where that is. And then we can launch it with this button. That'll take it up around top, and boom, right here where it belongs. All right, so I think I'm fairly happy right now with the way that the redstone is working. We have this button right here, which is to launch a minecart. This one is to launch this guy, and this lever right here decides basically whether we want to keep him. Oh, I've got that dropper right there. I think that I was hearing a dispenser. I was hoping it wasn't this one down here. It shouldn't. Yeah, no, that's this dropper right here. I had to put that dropper right there because it is an immovable block. We may have to figure out something else to do with that here very soon. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go through here and just kind of clean up, cover up all the redstone bits, make sure we have torches and everything is nice and lit up. And then I think we can start sending real villagers through the system. Very, very, very exciting. All right, so I think I've got most of it figured out. I've run a few villagers through just to kind of work out some of the bugs. I have not done a test run yet, a full test run. But I think we're at a good spot now where I think it should work. Let's go ahead and run down here. One of the first things I fixed was with the dispenser mechanism for the villagers. It wasn't working, so I moved this a block over, extended the glass down, put a sign there, and that's pushing them into this corner, and it looks like this dispenser is working now. So let's go ahead and just fill this up with minecarts. There we go. I put a chest right here that goes into some hoppers. Let's see, so we can basically keep this sealed off. We can just access the chest right here to refill it with minecarts. And this should all be good to go down here. I did get in there and try to push some of them over. It really wasn't that hard. As soon as I opened up the fence gates, they all wanted to run in there. So that was pretty easy. So let's go back up top here. and take a look around, and we'll see if the system works. I put a front door here, which something that was needed. That's in here. Let's see. Let's just go in here. Let's just go in here, and let's just see if it works. I went ahead and labeled everything because I remember what they all do now, but I probably won't in 5 or 6 episodes. Especially this position. If we have it down low and up, right now, this corresponds to basically this track is the fire track. This track is the hire track. Right now, we're hiring them all, but once we get our iron farm stocked up and our farm stocked up, we will have a fire track, which will go off and release the villagers out into the wilderness, where we won't have to worry about them anymore. So yeah, we're here. We just click the call villager button, and that should send one up here in a minecart. There he is, right there. He is a Fletcher, and he is a brown coat. Definitely somebody we want to keep, but we don't want to keep him with the librarians, so we will set him to fire, and we'll launch him. That will send him around, and he'll come into this side and join his buddy over here on this side. I had to make a little adjustment right here. I did have these just coming straight down, and it was working. The problem is these guys on the end here like to move around, and they were moving down there, and I didn't want to get the situation where they would stack up here. So this right here will make it to where somebody always has room to get down. So that should work just fine. I don't know where our nitwit went. Let's call another one. Okay, and you are a toolsmith. Again, we want to fire you, so we'll send you out. Call another one. An armorer. You're fired as well. We'll send you on. And let's call another one. Butcher. Still, you're going to be a fire as well. But this is going to get all of these guys all lined up right here. Let's just go ahead and send you on. Call another one. Ah, nitwit. You are fired as well. And this is going to get relatively full. Yeah, that's about as full as I think that we can get that. So this is looking pretty good right now. We'll want to get some chests over here. Basically some chests to put paper in so we can unlock these librarians. Nothing too great. We got a lure 2 and a thorns 2. So not extremely useful. Yeah, see, these guys aren't backing up. That's basically why I put that in. And it looks like when it's extremely full, it can still push that guy up there. We might be able to fit another one on there, but not too sure. But that's looking okay. Let's see. We are getting zombies. This place is quite popular with the zombies. As it should be. I replaced the lighting, at least in here, with some glowstone. It's looking a lot better. And I did go through and check all the light levels, and they are looking pretty good. We do have a bit of a creeper issue. I've been filling in a lot of creeper holes because they're sneaky and wily. But you know, that's gonna happen. All right, and I don't know if I went over this. I think I did, but this is basically the higher fire system. That lever basically controls this sticky piston with a slime block on it and a redstone. This basically just goes up, and that will activate this, and that activates this track right here, so that sends it straight. Right now we're in the fire position, so it makes it curve because the current is off, and it sends it down here. Really simple, really straightforward. the minecart system. It's basically this track right here, and we have our. I showed the piston. There's a sticky piston on the bottom of this that's just extending redstone down. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple, and that is the best way I've found to build in Minecraft. Is very, very simple, because I don't know what it is about redstone, but it seems like it's a little bit quirky sometimes. Whoa, a little bit of lag there on the ender pearl. That's okay. I just wanted to get up here and just take a little look at it from up here. Yeah, that looks okay. It looks a little boring. It looks a little gray and white from over here. But it's kind of what I was looking for. Let's see, can we make it over there? Yeah. All right, and right now it looks kind of out of place because there's so much stuff going on here. Not a lot of stuff going on here, I should say. But hopefully, as we fill in this zone, it will become a little bit more of a feature in the environment. I'm wanting to do kind of industrial over here, and although that building's not really industrial, it kind of has an office look to it, which is what I was going for. Meh, it works. It works. All right, so I think the next steps we need to do is to get, I'm thinking maybe an iron farm. An iron farm and our carrot and potato farm, we need to get those set up so we can send these villagers that we have in the fire section on. And unclog basically that, whoops, I ender pearled into the button. That's not what I meant to do. Yeah, basically we want to keep this cleared out. We want to send this track just straight through onto the iron farm. And you are going to go be our farmer in our carrot or potato farm. So yeah, we need one more of you. And let's see, I think it's 10 villagers you need for an iron farm. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is half of them. All right, that works out pretty good. All right, well, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you in the next episode where we will get to work on those things. That's not a very good angle to end at. Let's try something a little bit different. Yeah, it's kind of on a hill, so doesn't work out too great. How about that right there? We need some landscaping out here too. Yeah, definitely. All right, see you next time.